Okay, so before we start this video, I'd really want to say one thing, because in my Lana Del Rey rating video, which I've done too, there were some people who were like triggered that I would give a song a 5 out of 10 or 6 out of 10. So right off the bat, here's my explanation of the ratings. So I really want you to understand that a 6 out of 10, like some people would say it's you're giving this song only a 6, like that's just so low. But obviously like a 6 would be better than average, so it's a good song already, you know. So I just want to make that thing clear. Obviously everyone has different opinions. I'm gonna tell you this, like you can't convince somebody of liking certain music, you know. So if my rating is different, please don't be mad. I'd love to compare, like seriously, if your rating is the complete opposite of mine, I'd still love you to write a comment, tell me how you would rate the songs. I really love comparing songs. I have this thing with my friends where we are rating our favorite songs of the month to each other, and sometimes their ratings are also like songs I love, they give a 2 or 1 out of 10, and I'm not triggered by this. I just love comparing, you know. So please just watch this video, enjoy this video, write down how you would rate your songs. Hi guys! So in this video I'll be rating and ranking songs by the singer Jazmin. If you don't know them, Jazmin goes by they, them pronouns, and I'm sorry if I'll be making like some mistakes throughout the video, but I'll be trying to use the correct pronouns. She's mentioned before that her grandma was Filipino and that her aesthetic is kind of inspired by horror masks they have in that culture. You know, about herself, like in general, there's not much known about her private life. She doesn't even have a Wikipedia page. So about Jazmin as a singer, the moment I'm making this video, they have about 500,000 listeners on Spotify, and their music is super unique. Like there's this mixture of, on the one side, these metal, loud and gory kind of vibes, or creepy also, and then on the other side there's this dreamy or fairy tale kind of sound in her songs, and it's always, or nearly always, it switches in between, and that's just like so cool. And yeah, so they recently published their first album, and it already contained songs that were like published some time before. Their voice is super unique as well. Like she's got this British accent which definitely adds to it, and it's generally kind of bratty and also stands in contrast with the mostly loud and aggressive instrumental, you know. Also they use their voice a lot in the sense of stressing certain words differently, or you know, just playing around with their voice a lot, which is also like really cool. But yeah, I'll be rating all of their songs in this video, and yeah, have fun. Okay, so the album starts with the song Worldwide Torture. I think this song has a great lead-in. I really like the contrast between the metal sounds and the verses in between, where she got this kind of calling effect on her voice. Like when you're calling somebody over the phone, you have this kind of voice effect, you know, and that's really cool. The chorus is also great in general, like definitely memorable and unique. Plus the bridge is fun as well, especially the part where they're like, do it, do it, do it, ha, you know. I don't know. Yeah. So yeah, generally it's like super badass, but it's not really, like lyrics wise, it's not really relatable or deep or anything. And Jazmin's voice itself is not that much in the focus of the song. Like she can't really show her vocals in this as much. That's just personal preference, but I can't always listen to these kind of super loud songs, because like at night or something, or at evening, it makes me it kind of you know, makes me awake or like nervous. So all in all, I'll give this one a 7 out of 10. Okay, the next song is called Saccharine. The beginning is really amazing too. The guitar is super distorted in this, which I definitely like as well. And her voice just fits this style of music, or the style of the instrumental, just so well. Once again, the verses stand in contrast to the chorus, and there's a build-up to the chorus and the pre-chorus, which is also really interesting, like where it, you know, builds up, obviously. Then the chorus is sort of more emotional than badass, which is like a great contrast once again. After the chorus, there's a short violin part, which is an interesting concept again, because you wouldn't expect that part in a song like that. And then the bridge is interesting and emotional again. So in general, there's a lot of variety in this song. And the thing is, like, sometimes songs that have a lot of variety in them can come off as kind of chaotic, but in this song, everything just connects so well, you know? Everything fits together. And if that weren't enough, the lyrics are also so good. Like, it's about having, like, falling in love, of having a crush on someone, I think, and you're kind of afraid of that feeling because you're afraid you might get hurt, and then there's always like this switch between I want to be in love and I don't want to be hurt. And I just love the lyrics. As you can see in the title, like saccharine, there's a lot of metaphors that include like sweets or something, like food, that kind of, you know, convey this message of this inner conflict. So this song is just nearly 100% perfect, so 9.5 out of 10. The next song is called Yandere. If you don't know what that means, it's kind of, there's cliche characters in anime or manga that have the same type of personality, and Yandere is like a person who comes off as cute and then is actually like kind of crazy, I would say. And everyone who's watched Mirai Nikki knows exactly, like, that was probably the first thing they thought of when they saw the title. So I like the way she's stressing the words in this, it's really cool. And the way she's having these pauses in between words, for example, when she's like, stay near and you have nothing to fear. That rhythm is really memorable and I like that. Then the chorus is nice, the vibes are good, the bratty kind of voice is interesting in this song too. So lyrics wise, I think this song is about like enemies and like keeping them near, or like having them as friends because you have them under control in a way. Like, I think it's kind of referring to that. So the lyrics are pretty interesting too, but all in all, like, doesn't really make me like emotional or like touches me a lot. But also there's one thing I don't like a lot, which is that the bridge just repeats the lyrics in another way, and many songs do that, and I don't like that a lot, because I think the bridge is supposed to be like a special part of the song, and I just think there could be, you know, something different. So it's still a very good song. So all in all, I give Yandere a 7.5 out of 10. The next song is called Monster Truck. The beginning really gives me, like, the little screams really give me Yolandi vibes, and I know I shouldn't be mentioning this name because Johnny is in the feature, but I don't know, it just really reminded me of that. I really like the high-pitched voice of Jazmin in this, and like kind of not nightcore, but you know, it's just high-pitched. But then at the same time, there's this super deep, or like, I don't know, distorted bass, or like beat, I don't know how to call it. But when I heard that, it kind of reminded me of, for some reason, like huge snowflakes falling down. Like, it's just super satisfying to listen to, in my opinion. So Johnny's part, I think Johnny's has an interesting concept too. I listened to one of her songs before. What was it called again? Stabbed Her to Death. So I thought that was kind of a cool song, but her kind of music isn't really my taste in general, but it's not really bad. But I think it's kind of too aggressive. But I don't know, like, once again, that's just her style. So I think this song would have been better without her feature, and just like kind of if it followed the way it was starting. But also, like, Jazmin's part in this, like, besides the beginning where her voice is like pitched, is kind of not really as striking. Like, her voice isn't as striking as in other songs, or it's not really in focus as much. So I think the song's still good, and I really enjoy the beginning and the instrumental. Like, generally, I have to say that the producers in this album, I don't know who produced it, but I'm gonna be writing down the name here, because I think producers really don't get enough credit for like music in general, because when you think of an album, you always just think of the singer, when the producers make up so much of a song. Like, without a good instrumental, the song would, like, every song would only be half as good. So big shout out to the producers of this album and like other albums in general. So coming back to Monster Truck, so I think I'd give this song a 7 out of 10. Okay, the next song is called Princess Castle. This is actually the first song I ever heard of them. So, you know, when you're listening to songs on Spotify and the song radio pops up, and when I first heard this, you know, I immediately fell in love with her voice. I just really think, as I mentioned before, her voice is so unique. And also what kind of bothers me, just like extra information, how many people compare her voice to Melanie Martinez's voice, but their voices sound nothing alike, really, and their music isn't really that, you know, similar to each other either. So yeah, Princess Castle is more wholesome, I'd say, than the other songs in a way. It sounds more wholesome. Like, at the beginning, it's got this kind of Disney vibe, and I'm not saying this because of the title. Like, Princess Castle obviously sounds kind of Disney-ish too. But yeah, the song, like the vibes in general, are kind of Disney. Yeah, Disney vibes. I don't know. The chorus is just a typical badass Jazmin chorus. I don't know. I gotta say though, I don't like the feature in this, like, at all. I know it's just preference, but this person, like the singer's voice in the feature, is really breathy, and it's not really bad if someone's voice is breathy. Like, Ariana Grande's singing is really breathy too, but this feature can't really hold their notes as well, like, either. It's not only that they are breathy, but they also sound out of breath at the same time, you know. But I'm not saying their voice is horrible or anything, like, really. I still think it's interesting that this feature is in there. I just don't like it as much, but I gotta say, in the bridge, the feature's voice sounds way better. So the lyrics are, I don't know, not as telling as in other songs. So all in all, I'd give Princess Castle a 7.5 out of 10. Okay, the next song is called Warzone Urchin? I don't know how to pronounce the last word. But yeah, I think this song has got the biggest contrast of all of her songs between this, as I mentioned before, like the fairy tale, dreamy kind of vibe, and the metal, loud, creepy vibe. It's her most unique song too, in my opinion. Like, there's so much variety in this song, and I know this song might seem super chaotic at first, but actually, if you listen to it closely, there's a great, you know, idea behind this. And then the fucking scream at minute 2. Oh my god. I love the scream so much. It kind of just pokes my brain in the right way, you know. The scream is so satisfying to listen to, and it's just like you're waiting for that part of the song. And then there's this super metally voice singing again after this scream. So yeah, I really like this song. And then the lyrics are great too. If I've understood them correctly, it's about like becoming confident and shit. So yeah, I think the song's really nice. So 9 out of 10. The next song is called Before the Flight. Hello, Jazmin's the queen of transformation ability. Like, for real, if you listen to her album, you'd be thinking all of her songs have like a really loud part in them or something, I don't know. But now here's this song that's actually like more calm and, you know, more quiet in a way. It's really emotional, and there's this build-up that's kind of epic sounding, if you know what I mean. So it's not only calm and quiet, but it's also like still interesting, you know, it's not boring or anything. So the lyrics in this, I'm not really sure what they mean, but I think it's about like missing someone in general. Yeah, it's definitely nice to listen to, so 7 out of 10. Okay, now we have the song Super Slaughter. Of all of her songs, this is definitely the song that shows her bratty voice the best. Like, I love the way she stresses the words in this. As I've said before, like, she plays with her voice a lot, and this song perfectly shows that. And in the album version, As I said, most of the songs in the album have been published as singles before, but in the album version, the background music or the background guitar is even more distorted and more unfocused, and I really love that too. Like, it's more of a bam, bam kind of moment in the chorus. And I like the high-pitched kind of voices in between, where she like kind of has this kid's voice, if you know what I mean, or like this choir. So I really like a lot about this song. The only thing is like the lyrics are not really relatable again. It's just about her fame in a way, or like you checking my Instagram or something. I don't know. So yeah, all in all, I'll give this one an 8 out of 10. Okay, next we have the song I'm a Slave for You, and I just gotta say, this is how you make a good cover. Like, as many of you probably know, the original is by Britney Spears. The reason this is a great cover is because she really made it her own style, and also like I would have never guessed that, as like if I knew she would have a cover in this album, I'd never have guessed that it would be a song by Britney Spears. So that's really cool too. So that being said, I gotta say that I don't like the original of this song, honestly. So that's not really her fault. It's still a great cover. So if I had to say like only cover wise, if that was a good cover, honestly it would be like a 10 out of 10. But I'm rating this song in general, since I don't like the original, together with the fact that she can't really show her vocals in this either, I'd give this one a 6 out of 10. Okay, so now we've come to her, I think, most popular song, which is called Hello Kitty. I like how the beginning is supposed to be cute. I think that it's probably from some kind of advertisement. But yeah, the way she's presenting it, it's obviously kind of more creepy, disturbing. I like the concept of this fast energy in this song. Like, it's really more dance. It's got this danceability that other songs don't have. In a way, you could just be like jumping along to it or something. And it's more uplifting, like only the melody of it. I gotta say though, I don't enjoy listening to it that often because it can be kind of annoying. But I love the really short, like 10-second guitar part, electric guitar part at minute 2. So that kind of makes it better. So all in all, I give this one a 6.5 out of 10. The last song in the album is called Little Lamb. It's another rather calm song of hers. I like the violin part. It's kind of this epic build up again, around 1:35. It's just like the build up, in contrast to Before the Flight, doesn't really build up to anything. Like, there's nothing special coming after this build up. It's just that this would make me kind of bored as I'm listening to it. So yeah, it's too slow. Like, there's not enough things happening to me in this song. Yes, so therefore I just happen to not listen to it as often, but it's not a bad song or anything. So all in all, I'd give this one a 6.5 out of 10. Then we have 2 more songs that weren't in her album. I don't know why, but I think they're good songs too. So the first one is called Pesticides. It's more talking than singing in a way. It kind of sounds like an interior monologue thing. And it's also like more calm, and I would say it's her most simplistic song. So this song is not really as memorable or melodic in a way that her other songs are, but it's still interesting, so 5.5 out of 10. And then we've reached the last song, which is called Birthday Bitch. I really like the part where she repeats it's my birthday, and then gets louder and screams in a way, so that's also like satisfying to listen to. The lyrics are kind of more fun than relatable. The verses in this are not really as melodic. The contrast between the 2 vibes I've mentioned before aren't going along, or like aren't going into each other as well. So I give this song a 5 out of 10. Okay, so that was it. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you get my reasoning behind these ratings. As I said before, please comment down below how you would rate these songs. I'd really love to read, how the opinions differ and everything. So yeah, see you next time. Bye!